Welcome to another episode of Collection Spotlight. I'm Dan Burrows, a curator of collections with the museum, and today we're going to be talking about the relationship between the state's constitution and the formation of South Dakota. 2011 marks the 150th anniversary of the Dakota Territory. It was formed in 1861, and for the first few decades, the majority of the population was centered around Yankton, Sioux Falls, mainly in the southeast part of the territory. Towards the mid to late 1870s, people started moving in more towards the north, in Fargo, Watertown, Aberdeen, Bismarck. In a very controversial move, Governor Ordway led the charge in relocating the territorial capital from Yankton to Bismarck. Now that left the Southerners in the territory very bitter, and a strong push for the separation of the two parts of the territory was created, leading to a constitutional convention in September of 1883 that took place at Germania Hall in Sioux Falls. They accomplished their goal at the convention and drafted a constitution which went to popular vote and was overwhelmingly endorsed by the public. However, the territorial governor, Governor Ordway, and the U.S. Congress did not find the Constitution to be legal. So that movement was stopped. But people didn't give up hope and met again in Sioux Falls in September of 1885 at Germania Hall to draft another Constitution. And they largely borrowed from what they had previously written in 1883. The people in the southern part of the territory were quite optimistic in 1885. Then Senator Benjamin Harrison introduced a bill to create a new state out of the southern part of the territory, but the U.S. House of Representatives voted it down, and there was still a large push by the Northerners to keep Dakota just one solid block of land and not split it up. Then in 1887, there was a convention held in Aberdeen where delegates from the North and the South met and worked out their issues. They both agreed to become separate states, and they agreed on a boundary line, the seventh parallel. Let's jump forward to the year 1889. In that year, the statehood bills moved through Congress, and on February 22nd of that year, now President Benjamin Harrison signed the omnibus bill creating 4 states, South Dakota, North Dakota, Washington, and Montana, with this pen. This pen was used to sign South Dakota into statehood. It's a pretty cool feeling to hold the pen that your state was created with. One of the requirements of statehood was a new constitutional convention. The decision was left to the voters to adopt the 1885 Constitution or draft a new one. The voters overwhelmingly selected the 1885 Constitution, and the delegates to the convention honored their wishes. Here we have the original Constitution. It's essentially a redraft of the 1885 Constitution, but this is the original. Make sure to check out our other YouTube videos and find us on Facebook. Thanks for joining us.